Human scale teams use Tailscale to build trusted networks. Tailscale Funnel is a great way to share a local service with your team for collaboration, testing, and experimentation. Funnel securely exposes your dev environment at a stable URL, complete with auto-provisioned TLS certificates. Use it from the command line or the new VS Code extensions. In a few keystrokes, you can securely expose a local port to the internet right from the IDE. I did this in a talk I gave at Tailscale Up, their first inaugural developer conference. I used it to present my slides and only revealed that that's what I was doing at the end of it. It's awesome. It works. Check it out. Their free plan now includes 3 users and 100 devices. Try it out at snark.cloud/tailscalepodcast. Hello and welcome to Last Week in AWS. Apparently, if you want to hire and develop the best while also striving to be the Earth's best employer, it's unavoidable that you treat the best in hostile, insulting ways. I do not understand Amazon's approach to return to office, but after spending this long gazing upon how it is that they operate, I'm not surprised in the least by their fists of ham approach to communicating to their team about it. I like Amazonians. I believe they do excellent work and deserve to be treated better than whatever the hell this is. My inbox has also been exploding because some AWS person ages ago typoed ARN as ARN, capital R, capital N, and have decided to fix this with a veritable call to aRNs email blast. Just another day in the cloud, eh? So let's see what Amazon got up to. Amazon Interactive Video Service announces real-time streaming. This thing is so phenomenally expensive at any kind of scale that if you select this as the technology to underpin your new streaming platform, you've got to do some work to convince me that you're not being a fool. Amazon MSK Serverless expands availability to 3 additional AWS regions. This is a release that works around internal challenges that frankly shouldn't really be there. A service is either available or not available in most platforms. On AWS, it's a crapshoot whether it's available and fully featured in the region you need it to live within. Yes, these are hard problems, but regional expansions are purely paying off technical debt and should come with a small dose of shame that things work this way. Amazon VPC now supports primary IPv6 address on an elastic network interface. Fortunately, this makes IPv6 addresses a lot more static, but man, does it take a bit of work to wrap your head around some of these concepts. Now that it has economic impact, expect a lot of us to get way better at it. AWS Artifact launches email notifications. If you care about compliance reports, turn this on and save yourself some work. But you don't care about compliance reports, you just have to pretend to so you don't get fired. So turn this on and then ignore it. Announcing AWS Backup logically air-gapped Vault in preview. I always preferred to write backups to another cloud provider and ensure that the people who have access to read or alter those remote backups aren't the same ones who have access to the primary production accounts. But what do I know? This episode is sponsored in part by Panoptica. Panoptica simplifies container deployment, monitoring, and security, protecting the entire application stack from build to runtime. Scalable across clusters and multi-cloud environments, Panoptica secures containers, serverless APIs, and Kubernetes with a unified view, reducing operational complexity and promoting collaboration by integrating with commonly used developer, SRE, and SecOps tools. Panoptica ensures compliance with regulatory mandates and CIS benchmarks for best practice conformity. Privacy teams can monitor API traffic and identify sensitive data while identifying open source components vulnerable to attacks that require patching. Proactively addressing security issues with Panoptica allows businesses to focus on mitigating critical risks and protecting their interests. Learn more about Panoptica today at panoptica.app. Mount Point for Amazon S3 is now generally available. I can't wait to throw this in the face of that dickhead interviewer in 2009 who said I was wrong for calling S3 a file system. It took another 14 years, but I've been vindicated. Network Load Balancer now supports security groups. Finally. Thank you. This was maddening. Using response streaming with AWS Lambda Web Adapter to optimize performance. If this had existed a few years ago, it would have saved me days of work. The lesson we take here is that procrastination is a modern best practice. And finally, AWS recognized as a leader in 2023 Gartner Magic Quadrant for Contact Center as a Service with Amazon Connect. I'm realizing that I've been far too harsh on Amazon Connect because it has its rough edges, sure, but its competition is still stuck in the dark ages. And that's what happened last week in AWS. I'm cloud economist Corey Quinn. The battle continues.